Remember, Wednesday 26th through to Sunday 30th of September. Address, Unit 16, 1 to 11 Willow Lane, Mitcham, London, CR4 4NA. Time, Wednesday and Thursday, 6 p.m. to 10 p.m. Friday and Saturday, 6:30 p.m. to 12 midnight. Sunday, 2 p.m. to 5 p.m. For more information, call 07754 382831. Rededicate 2018. Your life will never be the same again.
You can get us on our WhatsApp number at 00447539661744.
The IWFT team presents Footprints on Starr Radio UK with your host Oscar Bimpong every Thursday at 7 p.m. Starr Radio UK, your finest Afro-Caribbean station in London.
You can't always be in control of what happens on the road, but you can control the tires you ride on. Thanks to Bimpong tires, in testing condition, you are guaranteed of traction and grip, be it new or partly worn tire. Bimpong tires are the largest import and exporters of tires in the UK. Locate us all over the UK. For Wakefield, contact us on 01924 262 043. Selby, Rotherham, Hull, and Birmingham, contact us on 01709 380-615, or you can visit us at www.bimpongtires.co.uk. Bimpong Tires, save when new, save when partly worn. If you've had an accident in the last 3 years, that was not your fault. Get in touch with London Accident Claims Limited. It could be a motor accident or a workplace injury. You could be entitled to compensation. Just one call to our specialist team will take care of everything. For minicab drivers with PCOs, there is even better news. We provide you with a replacement vehicle. Call us on 0800-032-6798 or 0208-665-7667 to start your claims with London Accident Claims Limited. London Accident Claims Limited, a partner you can trust.
Bed of Roses, Bed of Roses, Bed of Roses. My name is Doreen Carter. I invite you to join me on Starr Radio UK this and every Saturday at 9:30 p.m. in discussing what goes on behind the curtains with my panel of experts. Remember, the time is 9:30 p.m. this and every Saturday. Bed of Roses is brought to you by the kind courtesy of Voices of Esther.
Listen to Regina Urban this and every Monday from 5 to 6:30 p.m. on Point on Starr Radio UK.
I believe in the risen one. I believe I overcome.
My Journey, your one-stop destination to the supernatural on Starr Radio UK. What's the hidden truth or mysteries behind the supernatural? Do angels exist? Is healing and miracles for today? Can I hear the voice of God? What's the secret to their success in ministry or calling? Can my eyes be open to see beyond the natural? Can I operate in the gifts of the Holy Spirit? My Journey is your one-stop destination to the supernatural on Starr Radio UK. Join your host, Captain Tete, at 4 p.m. on My Journey, your one-stop destination to the supernatural.
I was covered in sin and shame.
The IWFT team presents Footprints on Starr Radio UK with your host Oscar Bimpong every Thursday at 7 p.m. Starr Radio UK, your finest Afro-Caribbean station in London.
Bed of roses, bed of roses, bed of roses. My name is Doreen Carter. I invite you to join me on Star Radio UK this and every Saturday at 9:30 p.m. in discussing what goes on behind the curtains with my panel of experts. Remember, the time is 9:30 p.m. this and every Saturday. Bed of Roses is brought to you by the kind courtesy of Voices of Esther.
I believe in a sun.
What's the hidden truth or mysteries behind the supernatural? Do angels really exist today? Is healings and miracles real? Can I hear the voice of God? Was there inspirations and challenges in ministry? Can my eyes be open to see beyond the natural? Can I operate in the gifts of the Holy Spirit? Can my dreams contain messages from God? My Journey is your one-stop destination to the supernatural on Star Radio UK. Join your host, Captain Tete, this and every Saturday from 4 p.m. on My Journey, your one-stop destination to the supernatural.
The IWFT team presents Footprints on Star Radio UK with your host, Oscar Bimpong, every Thursday at 7 p.m. Star Radio UK, your finest Afro-Caribbean station in London. The IWFT team presents Footprints on Star Radio UK with your host, Oscar Bimpong, every Thursday at 7 p.m. Star Radio UK, your finest Afro-Caribbean station in London.
Welcome to the Footprints Radio Talk Show, and this is your regular host, Oscar Bimpong, always in the driving seat, taking you to your destination of success. This is another wonderful Thursday, and I always tell you that Thursday is my best day in the week, because I always get the opportunity to exhibit what I love doing and what I do best. I don't know about you, which is the best day of the week for you. For so many people, it might be Friday, but thank God tomorrow is Friday. But for me, it is Thursday. What do we do with the Footprints Radio Talk Show? We always come here to inspire, to encourage, to educate, to give strategic solutions and direction by bringing experts to the studio to really come and really help you, to give you information that is going to help you to really make the right decision in pursuit of your vision, your career, or your goals. And today is no exception. I've got a very good, nice gentleman over here who is going to help us to discuss a particular topic. But before I go to him, I would like to tell you that one of the sponsors of this program is Train to Inspire Consultancy. Train to Inspire says inspiring our generation through training and development. If you are a business startup, if you need business coaching, if you need business development, if you need strategic solutions to your business, if you need training for your staff, if you need consulting solutions for your business, just contact Train to Inspire Consultancy and all will be solved. We work with all sorts of companies, sole traders, self-employed people. We work with people in terms of their personal development. We work with corporate institutions as well, and we work with people that really want a guide for their vision. So Train to Inspire Consultancy, you can just email info@Oscar Bimpong for us to take you to the next level. The Bimpong is Bimpong. Also, if you really want to sponsor this program or advertise on this program, or just link your brand to this special program, which is really making a difference in the lives of people, and which has got a very good, background in terms of listenership, then just connect with us. You can call the studio lines at 0208 133 2257, 0208 133 2257, or 0208 133 2258, or you can email info@starradiouk.com. The star is double R, so you can get us and just come and make inquiries about how you can be part of this fraternity of a program that is making a lot of difference with a huge listenership. Now straight to business. I've got a gentleman, and I've known this gentleman for some time now. This is the second time of being on the show. If you are able to come on this show for the second time, it means that I'm not the person that calls you to come on the show. It is the listeners that always call for you to come on the show, meaning that they come and they make a huge impact, and people always have a second thought in terms of them coming to the show to make more impact. And who is this gentleman that I'm talking about? But before I go to him, he is a career coach. He is a motivational speaker. He is the preacher of the gospel. He is a legal advocate. He is the founder of Nations Builders. He is here to discuss the topic 5 ways to turn your failures into success. He is in the person of Mr. Abraham Kofi Osaberima Adam. That is a very big and huge name. You are welcome, sir.
Thank you.
How has your day been?
Well, it's as usual, very busy, hectic, but that's what we live for: changing lives, making impact, and being fulfilled.
It's been hectic, isn't it? That is London for you. It's always on the run.
I will say that.
Yes, you cannot just sit down and wait. You have to be on the run.
Sure.
Yes. So this topic, I think, is something that people really it's something that people are really afraid when they hear the word failure.
Sure.
Yes, and many people think that failure is something they don't want to experience because of the pain.
Sure.
Yes. But before we go on that, can I ask you, if somebody asks you who is Abraham Adam Kofi Osaberima, in your own words, who are you?
Abraham is a simple, outspoken, free, and easy, approachable young man. Originally from Ghana, settled and based in the UK. Like you said, I have passion for people, especially young people, the black minority, and generally everybody. My passion is advocate for the right, for the justice of people. I become a voice for the voiceless, hope for the hopeless. I lead this through speaking the gospel, helping people through legal areas, especially in areas of housing, and also mentoring and coaching people to direct them to their destiny.
Wow. But I asked you very briefly, but it looks like you have given me a book.
I want that.
Now, before we start, in simple terms, in simple layman's terms, what is failure?
It's a failure. People feel failure is something that everybody is afraid to hear. But failure is the other word for success.
Okay.
That's what I'll say. Because in every failure, there is success in it. And in actual fact, success is coined from failure.
Success is coined from failure.
That's right.
Meaning that before you can be successful, you have to fail.
Several times. Not even once.
Can we have people that have never failed before?
I would be afraid to work with somebody who has never failed before, Oscar. I would not like to work or associate with people who have never failed. There is this degree of over successful mentality which can bring a high level of arrogance, and it can also make somebody feel infallible in the sense that I would say everybody who lives under the sun has one time or one way or the other experienced failure. If you haven't experienced failure, then I'm afraid you're not living in the real world.
Wow. But sometimes you meet people and they always let it seem as if all is well, their life is always on the run, like they haven't experienced much challenges, everything is rosy, And I think those people sometimes can be a bit intimidating, isn't it?
Of course. We have a lot of them out there. What I have learned through my personal observation and research is that a lot of people who act as if they've never failed before have actually failed, but they just cover up their failures. I'll tell you this short thing like my father used to do when we were young. He used to tell us he was the best in class.
Mm-hmm.
And every elderly man from Africa said this. They were always the best in class. As if they've never failed in anything before. Until we grow, we start telling our children we are also the best.
Yes.
And this is what the world is doing today. A lot of people come out from their hectic failures and act as if they've never failed. And this is why you see a lot of people run into success classes, 10 ways to be successful, 20 ways to be successful, 5 things successful people do, which is great. I don't have a problem with it. But nobody's learning what failure
is. Yes. Nobody's learning what failure is. And I think if you put up a topic that a seminar and 5 ways of how to fail, I don't think you'll get one person to attend.
I would rather go for that classes. I would love that classes, because when you are so busy learning about success and you don't know what failure is, the day you stumble into failure, that will be the end of your success.
Mm-hmm. Exactly. That's going to be the end of your success, but people don't see it that way, do they?
And that is why we have big people rising up, doing so well, and suddenly with a little challenge in the storm, and they're gone forever and ever. Because they never learned that spirit of resilience. They never learned what it means to fall and rise up. They never take time to observe what it takes to be a failure and what it takes to become successful, and the lessons involved in failure. Those lessons are powerful.
When do we say somebody has failed?
When you stop trying.
When you stop trying?
Yes. Oscar, as soon as a person stops trying and is not ready to start again and is throwing the towel, then you have failed. But once you're willing to pick yourself up, you are not yet a failure. Because a failure is I have 2 ways of identifying failures. One is somebody who is not willing to try.
Mm-hmm.
And the second one is the one who has given up and is not willing to start again.
Okay. So the one who's not willing to try
is the worst failure.
Is the worst failure. Yeah, some people never try.
You don't even know what that means. How would you know whether you could win or lose? How would you know what is ahead of you? I always say, until you put yourself to test, you will never know how strong you are.
Until you put yourself to test, you will never know how strong you are.
Yes.
What prevents people from even starting in the first place?
It's the spirit, the fear factor. Oscar, there are so many people today who are living and have buried their dreams, have thrown in the towel, have buried their destiny simply because of fear. If you ask me, the first element of failure is fear.
So fear never caused them to even start in the first place.
You don't even want to start. What if somebody are trying to fail? What if they don't believe in me? What if nobody accepts my proposal? What if I go there and I'm rejected? And so this becomes the what ifs are the things. What if? And then I will try tomorrow. And they're waiting for the best day. They think it's a rocket science. Once you hit there, you succeed. And it's never that way.
But those people are sometimes good at talking, isn't it?
You see, we have the talkers and we have the doers. I always listen to people who talk and say, if you can talk this much, I wonder what time you have left to do something. Mm-hmm. Because the busy people are those who are talking less and actually doing more. Mm-hmm. Those who talk more are those who are doing less and rather talking more. Don't forget that talking to win the crowd does not get the job done.
No.
It's making a move.
It's making a move. Done. So some people never try. They never stop. They never start the vision. So they stay at one place forever.
Forever and ever. All they want to do is, instead of the person to take, and when we're talking about this try, it's about, they have an idea to start a business. They've got an idea to start a relationship. They feel like they can travel. They feel like they can do something new, but the fear of what if I fail? So they don't want to risk. And so there is one characteristic about these people. They would rather love to be followers rather than giving it.
They'll be under the shadow of somebody. So that when the storm strikes, that person is going to cover them.
And they are the first to go.
And they are the first to go.
No, the person has already been captured by fear. So any little noise, say, come on, this is where I never started myself.
Yes.
And it's gone. They don't simply want to take a risk.
Wow.
Risk taking is one of the greatest things in life. In everything that we will do and we will achieve is by risk. I want to see a young man who has become an entrepreneur, successful one, or has failed even and has never taken a risk. I want to see somebody who is trying and making a business plan, who is not willing to take a risk. I want to see somebody who wants to go into a relationship, who is not willing to take a risk. Risk taking is the first thing. And the thing I always say is fearing to take the risk is a risk by itself.
Yeah, fearing to take a risk is a risk by itself. I remember somebody saying failing to make a decision is a decision by itself. Yes, if you refuse to make a decision, you have already made a decision.
You have. That is where we are.
What level of risk should somebody really accommodate?
You see, risk has different levels depending on where you are. For instance, you are a young graduate who just completed university with a very small capital and you want to start business. Your level of risk will be very different from somebody who has been working for maybe 20 years and has make some huge savings and want to start. What I always say to people is calculate your risk. Let it be reasonable so that when you hit the ground, you don't crash with all that is left in you. In other words, my business lecturer would say, put your eggs in different baskets. So that at least put some little investment here, put some little one here. Start, if you have a career, get another qualification so that you back it with it. I know people like yourself, Oscar, who lecture in big companies or schools and still come back to do jobs like this so that you have residual income.
Yes.
In this, when one fails, you still have something to hold on to.
Yeah.
Calculate your risk. And then if you want to invest into a business, take time also to not put all your lifetime savings. And I remember one company that collapsed some years ago in Ghana. It's a Piriamo was the name. And people invested all. I know somebody who died out of that due to shock. Don't put all your lifetime savings into one investment. You have to be wise. Calculate it. Plan very well. Consult people like your consultancy you're doing for advice. When you take such steps, seeking advice, approaching the experts, doing the right thing, I think you are minimizing the risk.
I think that's one of the things that our people don't even do. They don't want to seek advice. They go on the traditional level of this is how it is done. But the dynamics have changed, isn't it?
Yes. You see, one thing I always say is if you are using last year formula to solve today's problem, you are most likely to fail because we are in a fast changing world.
Yes.
And things change very rapidly. 5 years ago, people were using different means of writing letters to companies and doing today is social media.
Yes.
It's technology. So if you are not seeing where you are, you will be at where money used to be.
Yes.
Where money has changed from that side.
Exactly.
So you need to know what the dynamics of what you want to do. Are you a business? Are you an institution? Are you trying to set up a small organization? You need to find out what works for this organization. And that is why you need to invest in knowledge. Approach the experts.
So some people never start.
No.
Some start but they give up.
How come? They are the second group. They are the people who have that, I call it the burning desire. They are so optimistic. They want to do it. They are willing to do it. They put all that they have into it. And day and night they are working and everything is going so well. And then suddenly the challenges come, the storms come, and things start going bad. And before you realize, they got depressed. Money is no more in the bank account. My workers are not being paid. They are all chasing after you. Relationship is broken. You failed 2 or 3 papers in your exams. And then looks like the whole world is all
crashing on you.
against you. That is not what it is. And they just disappear from the scene. I want to see somebody who is willing to fail the 10th time and rise the 11th time.
Yes.
These are the people I call.
Yes.
Because I don't believe in giving up.
No.
Once it's a good cause, keep on pressing.
Yes.
I fear people who follow one direction.
No.
That's lead to failure.
No.
Go where people don't want to go,
Yes.
even if nobody believes in you.
Exactly.
Take the steps.
Because people, when you want to create the path, it's difficult, isn't it?
Very difficult. The pace it is. One thing I read about the British Army, their motto, it says, "For few have suffered, and many take their glory." In life, if you are a pace setter,
You suffer.
you have a big work to do. You are a bulldozer. You got to plow. Whilst you plow, you got to level the same ground. At the same time, you got to make sure that a lot of work, you go through the muddy areas and make sure that everything, all your dirt is in order for other people to be clean. It could be you are the only one in the family that you got to change the destiny. It could be you are the man who got to change your family's destiny. It could be you are the only one the nation is looking up to, your community is looking up to. If you know the burden of responsibility on your shoulder, it is a drive by itself. And if you're a pace setter, then you know you've got a long way to go.
Exactly. You have a long way to go because it's like everything relies on you. And initially, even getting people to really believe in you is difficult. So it's like everything is on you.
It's a pace setters.
I don't know how human psyche works in terms of somebody starting something and support system. Human beings, I think, naturally sit on the fence, isn't it? Is it human nature?
It is human nature. Human nature, psychologically, we are all born to have this element of fear in us. Apart from that, we have this element of doubt. I don't have a problem with anyone because I have the same problem as well, who doubt or fear. Fear is a good thing and fear can also be a bad thing. Fear because you want to make sure it's right. Fear because you don't want to do it at all is wrong. But what I want to say is, irrespective of whether you doubt it or you fear it, let the drive for motivation be stronger. The question I ask people is, what drives you?
What drives you?
What drives you?
When you wake up, what?
Why do you wear your clothes
Yes.
and get up?
Yes.
Why do you buckle your shoes and go up? Why don't you stay on your bed? What? It could be your children.
Yes.
It could be your family. It could be. I remember a friend I met who I had lunch with, and he told me one thing. He said, "Abraham, I can't afford to fail." And he was speaking passionately. I said, "Why?" And truly, he was doing so well. I said, "What happened?" He said, "Because when I was leaving Ghana, my mom told me all I had is what I've given to you. And so you are all I have left. Don't disappoint me."
That's it.
And he said that word became a drive for him. And truly, God has been good to this young man. What is your drive when you wake up in the morning? Whose word do you remember that sets you apart?
Yes.
Whose do you look up to that feels like, because of these people, I cannot fail?
Yeah.
So you have to have something and say, no, if I fail, my whole family fails.
Yeah.
This is where the whole thing is. If I fail, my children fail. If I fail, my church will fail. If I fail, my community will fail. So you must have a drive. And once this drive is burning inside you, Oscar, I don't think you can give up.
Yes. You can never give up.
No.
So does it mean that people don't know what drives them?
It is one aspect that causes this failure. It is what drives you. Because if you know what drives you, you are always living by this drive. You see, drive, force, and motivation is like fuel. A car can go as far as it can based on the amount of fuel in the car. When the fuel runs out, you're not going nowhere. You'll be willing to drive, the car will be stationary, but you cannot go nowhere. So every day you need to have a new drive. You need to have a new motivation. And that's why one great man I love, motivational speaker, he said, motivational doesn't last. That's why we need it, just like bathing.
Yes,
that's why we need it every day.
Yes, I think it was Jim Rohn also.
Was it Jim Rohn?
Yeah. Some people say motivation doesn't last. But it's the same as bathing.
That's why we need it every day. So every day you wake up, you must renew your drive.
Yeah.
What is taking me out of bed? What is keeping me in this relationship? What is keeping me in this business? What is making me not give up? What is making me want to learn? What is making me want to recite these exams? I know a friend who told me, look, I can fail 5 times, but I will write 5 times. And I said, I just salute him.
Yes, that's the different mindset.
Because he knows what is driving him.
But there are some people, they fail once and they die.
Yeah, he's not, in the first place, he was not willing to start. Somebody pushed him. See, a lot of people were pushed. They have not started. You see, it's a different when you are pushed. It's good to be pushed if only you relax for somebody to. But the question is, if the person pushing you leaves you, what happens? So once you are being pushed, you must exert some force to yourself as well. We need mentors, we need coaching, we need counselors. Everybody needs somebody at a point in time. But then when people start supporting you, you must start supporting yourself.
Yeah, because so it means that some people really relies on a lot of third parties to survive instead of relying on themselves, right?
You see, I'm sorry to say, but that is the problem what we have, especially in Africa community. The dependency ratio is so high that people depend on other people for survival. People depend on other people for hope. People depend on other people to be happy. People depend on other people to achieve what they want. People depend on other people to be successful. So once these people are no more, their hopes are gone.
Because people have got so many, they've got visions that they really want to work on, but they never start because they think Mr. A should help them, Mr. B should help them, and if the help is not coming, they stay stagnant waiting for that help.
Yes,
can't they start from somewhere?
This is where failure begins. If you study deeply, the source of failure is disappointment, frustration, and lack of motivation. So the person is hoping. I had a friend who told me 5 years ago, I want to go back to Ghana. And I said, really? That's a good plan, because I really want to go myself. He said, why are you going? He said, because my uncle has a business, and if I go, I'll work with him. And I said, is that all? Is that the reason why you are going to Ghana? So if your uncle's business collapses tomorrow, what would you do? You don't base your whole future destiny on somebody's legacy.
Exactly.
What would you want to do for yourself? Or what should other people want to expect from you? It is great to seek support from other people. But what I do say every day is, if your uncle has a business, instead of going to work for your uncle, he said, uncle, can you also help me set up a cluster?
Of that business.
So that when you start, you have 2 businesses in the family. And then you have also mobilized some capital, meaning you have prepared yourself and you have learned how to do the business. Like the Chinese will say, better teach them how to fish than to give them a fish. And this is why a lot of our community, a lot of people in Africa, a lot of people in this country are living in failures. But the good news is that failure is not the end of the story. You can turn it around.
Yeah, but people make it as the end of the story, isn't it?
That is why we are here today. And that is why somebody listening to me, who you might have failed your exams, you might have failed in a relationship, you might have failed in a business, you might even be stuck in a place where you don't know what to do from here. The good news I have for you is that if you pick the lessons in failure and learn so well, because failure is the best university you can attend without a lecture.
Wow.
If you can pick it up, failure will teach you, failure will groom you up, it will educate you, and you will graduate to become the most successful person. Because in every failure, there are great and mighty lessons that if you observe and pick them very well, you will rise up with double force, and the world will hear of you.
So failure is the best university you can ever go
Attend without a lecturer.
without a lecturer. That is really powerful, because you see, there is one thing I've learned about people. Let me give a typical example of, let's say, women, right? There is one thing sometimes you hear women, especially single women, saying that, look, I'm never going to marry again. All men are the same. All men are cheat. And this becomes like a lifestyle, a culture for them, meaning that because of the experience they had, they don't want to even go into anything again in terms of marriage or relationship. This is where failure has become a dead end for them, isn't it?
I've been very critical when it comes to issues about women and their marriage issue, because we say they attach emotions to decisions, and it's one of the dangerous things to do in life. Anytime emotions are connected to decisions, there is great tendency to fail, and you may give up at a place where success is near. So what I do, I listen to this a lot, Oscar. If you're in the environment like I do, where you speak and interact with people, people approach me, somebody hates me, somebody. But what I say to people, and what I want to say to somebody listening to me, is that you might have met few or 1 or 3 men, but there are more than 10 billion men in the world. Sometimes where you want to give up is where success is. What I rather want to say is, come back to where I started. Pick up some lessons. Be realistic to yourself. One of the reasons why we don't learn from failure is that we don't accept the realities of why we fail. Sit down to do soul searching. Understand yourself. Where did I go wrong? It's one of the most powerful things. Because sometimes you may be busy blaming other party where you forgot about your own mistakes. After you identify yourself, after you know what has happened to you, take time to heal. In the healing process, go back to that university class for failure and let it teach you some lessons. Use the past experience in failure to correct your future mistakes. And I tell you, if you do this very well, you will come out to become one of the best. We have best relationship you can. The same thing apply to jobs. The same thing apply to businesses. The same thing apply to men. Because the lesson is very important. But do not stack your emotions with your decisions.
So it means that experience becomes an asset, right?
Experience is a very, very important thing. Oscar, as a lecturer, you know very well, your students will learn 3-4 years and they go back to work looking for a job for how many years?
Yes.
Why is this so? They are prepared academically, but not practically prepared. So this boils down to experience. Experience is one of the things. And this is why I say to people, when you fail, it's part of building up your CV towards life. So that when in future, the same elements show up again, like you do your competencies in interview, tell you, listen, I've done this well before and I passed so well. I know your strategies and I cannot apply it anymore. And then you change it. So the experience that comes out of failure is the greatest achievement you can have if you know how to use it properly.
That's really true, because you see, people need to understand that failure is not the end of the story, as you have said, right? But how to rise above the failure is the biggest challenge.
I love that,
Oscar. How can somebody rise above failure? Because you see, the immediate impact of failure is really damaging. It can really destroy you. And it can, for example, you have got so much huge expectation in terms of passing your exams, and it comes out that you fail.
You see, failure is painful. Let's face the realities. Failure, regardless of how big or small it is painful. That relationship you put all that you can into it failed. It's painful. That exams you made all your efforts failed. It's painful. That business that you invested your time, your money, your ideas, everything failed. It's painful. Everything about failure is not just painful, it can cut you down and it can leave scars and wounds in your body that can take a long time to heal. But the good news is, everybody who has gone through this process and never give up and take time to heal the wounds and pick themselves up have come out better. I can name as many as I can. Henry Ford. 2 times this man was made bankrupt. He came out today to become the Ford Motors, and the whole world will know he became one of the most successful person. I love one thing that Thomas Edison said. After spending years upon years to make the light bulb, the samples, and one night they got to site and the whole place got bent. And they called me and said, listen,
Yes.
everything is bent.
Yes.
He looked at his colleagues and said, thank God, all our mistakes have been bent.
Yes.
This is all their lifetime.
And I think his son was very like, what are you talking about?
He said, thank God our mistakes have been bent. We have to start again. What a wonderful answer to failure. You see, what you say to yourself when you fail is very important to what you will do after failure. If he just put himself in the mood and started crying, his son will join him and they will do the pity party and they will cry and go back home and lie down and depression gets in and that's the end. We would have never heard of Thomas Edison. But he said, thank God the mistakes got bent and they started again and they came out better.
So how do people develop such a mindset to really overcome failure? Because it's very, very difficult for somebody, or even sometimes me and you even having the discussion, to really come out and say, wow, we can start all over again.
That is the winning mentality. There's a difference between a winner and a failure. The winner is the one who does not give himself down regardless of the number of blows life throws at them. The winner is the one who said, one last blow will raise me up, and he will get up and do it again. And life will hit them again and pick yourself up. And I want to tell somebody listening, because the aim of this program is to inspire somebody who is at the point of giving up or who has already given up.
Yeah, too many.
To know that, look, so far as you are willing to start again, it doesn't matter how old you are, it doesn't matter where you live, it doesn't matter your color, it doesn't matter your age or your gender. All you need is start again. Take a pen and a paper tonight. Write down a lot of things that caused your failure. And write down the things that you really wanted to achieve. And let what you need supersede what you lost. And I tell you, tomorrow morning, next year by this time, they may be part of the sponsors to this show.
Yes, but you see, a lot of people live in denial as well. They fail, and they can never sit down and say, this is what I did that caused the failure. They always blame third parties for their failures. So those people that are living in denial, what are you going to tell them?
What I want to say is, take responsibility. Ownership is one of the best things you can do to yourself. Be responsible for your own errors. Be responsible for the fault. Blaming others for what went wrong only give power to failure to suppress you the more. Sit down. So far as, just as we write down our success, write down your failures. List things that caused this failure. And after you have done all these things, take another page and write down the things you were expecting to achieve while you started. And I can assure you at the end of this list, if the things that you wanted to achieve supersede or they are more than what you lost, then there's a reason for you to start again. If you look on it and whatever you lost is less than what you achieve, then maybe you need to turn and look into something else. Because maybe you might have been chasing the wrong passion.
Yes, or wrong.
And a lot of people living in other people's shadow. You may only remain a ghost. not become a real person. So if you are not doing well in an area, you may want to look into yourself to say, am I really following my passion? It's one of the characteristics that give that passion, that give that self-drive, that give that motivation. That's what I want to encourage somebody to do today.
First off, I'm really loving it. This is the Footprints Radio Talk Show. If you are just listening to us, I'm having Abraham Kofi or Saberima Adum, who is our guest, and we are discussing 5 ways to turn your failures into success. And I can tell you, it's been a wonderful first off. If you are just watching us, I will encourage you to really share it just on Facebook. If you are listening to us through tuning, just send the link to somebody to listen to the second half. This is the Footprints Radio Talk Show. If you are blessed by this talk show, then what I would like you to do is to share it whilst you are watching us. And trust me, it's been wonderful. I'm loving it. We're going to go and come back for the second segment. So please don't change the dial. The Footprints Radio Talk Show is still live. Please don't change the dial. We'll be back very soon.
Wow.
The IWFT team presents Footprints on Starr Radio UK with your host Oscar Bimpong every Thursday at 7 p.m. Starr Radio UK, your finest Afro-Caribbean station in London.
Bed of roses, bed of roses, bed of roses. My name is Doreen Carter. I invite you to join me on Starr Radio UK this and every Saturday at 9:30 p.m. in discussing what goes on behind the curtains with my panel of experts. Remember, the time is 9:30 p.m. this and every Saturday. Bed of Roses is brought to you by the kind courtesy of Voices of Esther.
I believe in the sun.
What's the hidden truth or mysteries behind the supernatural? Do angels really exist today? Is healings and miracles real? Can I hear the voice of God? Was there inspirations and challenges in ministry? Can my eyes be open to see beyond the natural? Can I operate in the gifts of the Holy Spirit? Can my dreams contain messages from God? My Journey is your one-stop destination to the supernatural on Starr Radio UK. Join your host, Captain Tete, this and every Saturday from 4 p.m. on My Journey, your one-stop destination to the supernatural.
Bed of Roses, Bed of Roses, Bed of Roses. Voices of Esther brings you Bed of Roses this and every Saturday at 9:30 p.m. Join our panel of experts to discuss issues within your relationships. Hosted by Doreen, you will be motivated and equipped to handle issues within your relationships. Remember, it is Saturday at 9:30 p.m. GMT. Don't miss it.
I'll lay you down, on a bed of roses.
Are you planning to get onto the property ladder? Are you thinking of getting into the property business? Do you live in a council flat? Do you live in a house and flat or house? Then join us this and every Thursday on the Property Hour Show on Starr Radio UK, 9 p.m. this and every Thursday, where we speak to the experts in the industry, the professionals in the property industry, where they show us and talk about the secrets in the property industry. It's booming. You can't afford to miss it. And also, you will learn how to start or get your first property without your own money. Join us and spread the news.
Listen to Aunties Mary, Lottie, and Regina on the Family Enrichment Programme on Star Radio UK. This and every Saturday from 6 to 8 p.m.
Some people are wicked because don't make it your business going about revealing
people's secrets. Don't be a busybody.
And some people. Today's typical family is under pressure from various directions. Divorce is on the increase. More and more of the Afro-Caribbean youth are taking to crime, etc. The Family Enrichment Program brings together a team of qualified experts to discuss and shed light on how we can make our families better and stronger. It is said the family can do without the society, but the society can't. Listen to the Family Enrichment Program this and every Saturday from 6 p.m. to 8 p.m. on Star Radio UK, your favourite Afro-Caribbean radio station in London.
I believe in the risen
Download our app in iTunes and the Google Play Store.
My Journey, your one-stop destination to the supernatural on Star Radio UK. What's the hidden truth or mysteries behind the supernatural? Do angels exist? Is healing and miracles for today? Can I hear the voice of God? What's the secret to their success in ministry or calling? Can my eyes be open to see beyond the natural? Can I operate in the gifts of the Holy Spirit? My Journey is your one-stop destination to the supernatural on Star Radio UK. Join your host, Captain Tete, at 4 p.m. on My Journey, your one-stop destination to the supernatural.
I was covered in sin and shame.
Listen to Regina Urban this and every Monday from 5 to 6:30 p.m. on Point on Star Radio UK.
Are you planning to get onto the property ladder? Are you thinking of getting into the property business? Do you live in a council flat? Do you live in a house and flat or house? Then join us this and every Thursday on the Property Hour Show on Star Radio UK, 9 p.m. this and every Thursday, where we speak to the experts in the industry, the professionals in the property industry, where they show us and talk about the secrets in the property industry. It's booming. You can't afford to miss it. And also, you will learn how to start or get your first property without your own money. Join us and spread the news.
The IWFT team presents Footprints on Star Radio UK with your host, Oscar Bimpong, every Thursday at 7 p.m. Star Radio UK, your finest Afro-Caribbean station in London.
Welcome to the Footprints Radio Talk Show, and this is your regular host, Oscar Bimpong, always in the driving seat, taking you to your destination of success. It's been a very wonderful first half, and I have got with me our special guest, Abraham Kofi Osaberima, who is a career coach, motivational speaker, preacher of the gospel, legal advocate, and founder of Nations Builders. And we are here discussing 5 ways to turn your failures into success. Before I go on to the real show, before I bring up the discussion, I've got some comments here that I would like to read. Joyce Techi says, I'm watching you live on Facebook. Thanks for watching, Joyce, and please share the post for somebody to enjoy it as well. Bernard O. Entry have given us some few comments here. He said, greetings, sir. I love the topic tonight, sir. I wrote on the topic, failing forward or how to fail forward. I like that one. And he also says, movement does not mean progress.
Wow.
You can be moving around, but you are not progressing.
That's right.
Yes.
I love that. I love
exactly.
that.
Yeah, for example, you can be playing on the football pitch, but you are not scoring. You are just making movement, but you are not having an end goal.
That's a contribution from a veteran.
Yes, a contribution from a veteran. You can see that this man really understands the topic.
Yeah.
And I think thanks Bernard Oentry for your comment. And I welcome Collins Opoku Jumo and Yimano Chede for joining the show now. Please share it if you are with us for somebody to listen to the second segment of the program. Failure is a topic that people don't want to really know. Exactly. But as you said, it's integral part of success.
Exactly.
So you cannot succeed without failure, right?
No, I would say once again that actually success is embedded in failure.
Success is embedded in failure. No failure embedded in success.
No. You can never discover success without swimming into failure first.
Wow.
And so if you jump into success, life is so much strategic that if you miss any steps that life want to teach you, it will bring you down till you go through the first stage before you continue. And that's why a lot of people have rise so high and they come down again suddenly and they have to start all over again. Sometimes they don't understand. I've got a lot of people approach me and say, look, things used to be so great. Things used to be so fantastic. Suddenly things have gone so bad. And after talking to them and going through a lot of things, you realize they had life so easy. And so they are now back to the realities of life. So I tell them, you are going through the school of life.
The school of life.
That's what I was.
I call it the University of Life.
Without lecture.
Yes. But let me give you this typical scenario. If somebody says, I want to earn an HND, right? And that person achieves it. That is success, right?
That is an achievement. Achievement is not success.
Okay. So where do we draw the line?
Certificate is an evidence of achievement. It is not in itself a success. I have seen a lot of graduate doctorates, doctors, great men and women who have achieved high level of educational qualification and have not made any contribution to life.
Wow.
So certificate is an evidence of achievement. By using that certificate to transform life and others is success. And I define success as making impact to people who do not necessarily relate to you. So if you want to define your success, you must look at how many people's life you have touched. Not how much money in your bank account, not how many buildings you've built, not how many holidays you have attended. It is
so material wealth is not the foundation of success, like
the achievements.
Yes, the achievement.
I call them achievements.
So success is solely based on the impact you make.
Not solely, but success is mainly the lives of people you touch, because life is made up of reciprocity. Whatever life gives to you, you must give it back. So once you keep holding whatever life gives to you, you are not successful.
So somebody can be very poor, but that person has touched a lot of lives. We can say that person is successful.
Yes. That is why there's one reggae musician, is Bob Marley. I love one of his quotes so much. He says, some people are so poor that rich that all... No. He says, some people are so poor that all they have is money.
Wow.
Some people are so poor that all they have is money.
Can you explain it a little bit?
They don't touch no lives. They don't know realities of lives.
Okay.
They've not visited the needy. They've not touched the sick. They've not contributed to their community. They live in a great wall of barrier around them. And so they don't have the realities of life. So all that they have is money. And when you meet people like that, they are so pompous. They are out of touch. They don't understand realities. Have you really met people who are so educated, who are so successful in terms of career, but when they talk, you feel like you can't spend 10 minutes with them? All they have is money.
Wow. That's really deep.
So poor. All they have is money.
So, all their mindset is to make money. And they've made the money. But they haven't used what they've even made to impact anybody's life.
No. I have another word I call them, the proverbial bats. You know, they hang in the air, they look down. they never settle on the ground. They don't know what really happens there. And if you meet people like that, your life is in danger. Because they see everybody related to them or close to them as sack of money. Let them get a job for you, they want to make profit. Let them get close to you, what they will benefit. Let them go to a community, what they can take from them. Let them go to a church, what they will have from the church. So all their life is me, 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 me. They don't make any impact. They don't touch any life. They don't go anywhere to help others. All they have is, I am rich, I am successful. That is not successful.
So we can say Mother Teresa is successful. She wasn't rich,
100%.
but she impacted lives.
Oh yes, that's why the world celebrates people like that. People celebrate people like Nelson Mandela. They went a long way, sacrificed their lives, give so much to people. I really, when I wake up in the morning and I hear people who have given back or are touching lives, you don't need to be rich to support people. You don't need to be rich to be successful. All you need to be to touch one life. And I say this every day, and I'll say it again. If nobody in life can ever walk up to say, without you, they wouldn't have known where life would be, then you have not yet lived.
Mm-hmm. Exactly. There's some people that nobody can even boldly say that
without Oscar Bimpong,
yes,
I don't know where my career would have ended. I don't know how I would have survived last year. It is not you, Oscar, by itself, but God used you
to bless
others. And so this is how I see a blessing. Who are you to people? Are you a blessing or are you a failure? So I ask, when people get you, what do they get?
Mm-hmm. When people get you, what do they get? That's really powerful. Very, very powerful. I think I really like your definition of success, because a lot of people relate success to material things.
That's a little bit of deviation of what is making the world competitive these days. And that's why everybody's so as if we are in a race. Because I want to have the more. I want to be the best. I want to achieve more. And so they don't care whether they step on others, whether you are crippled and we walk on you, whether you are fainting and we step over you. All I want to be is the first. It is not who arrived the first.
Yeah, but people judge you by even the things that you wear, the car that you drive, and people are thinking, no, this guy is impacting life, so things around him should be up there. But so when they see that things around you is not up there, but you are still touching life, they get disappointed.
You see, the truth about it is, when you take salt and sugar, they look very much alike, but they have completely different purpose. If you are salt and other people think you are sugar, what it takes is just a taste. Mm-hmm. If I've been to places where until you start talking, nobody knows who you are. Mm-hmm. The first time I met you, Oscar, after we spoke 5 minutes, I told you, you don't need to stay in this country, Ghana need you.
Yeah, exactly.
You will know a person by their fruits. Mm-hmm. And so the impact you make is inside. What you put on the body is just temporal. Mm-hmm. But all you need is what comes out of you. You see, I tell people, don't worry too much. It's good to be presentable. I'm an advocate for fashion. Not extraordinary fashion, but be presentable, because we live in a modern world. So that when people look up to you, you need to show them that you must be decent, yes, you must be presentable. Yes. Don't go and spend 5,000, 2,000, 1,500, 500 pounds to buy a suit. Mm-hmm. If you can afford it and still help others, that's great. Mm. But if you want to use all your savings to buy to impress, then you are a failure. That's when I know you are a failure. Because somebody out there need your help.
Because I think people also want to amass wealth or amass resources before they think they can help others. And because of that, they never get the chance to help others.
You see, success is dangerous. If you're successful without the God's way, it's dangerous. Because the more you grab, the more you think you want to have. And this is why I'm sorry to say Africa has a lot of problems today. Because in this country, the way they know you to be a celebrity is how much you have contributed to your society. Celebrity simply means helping the poor, touching lives. In Africa, celebrity simply means having the best car and building a big house. These days, are beginning to see changes of some young, nice people in Africa who are doing so much to touch life, which I value. But like our leaders, we need to do more.
Yeah.
Because there's a lot to be done. And I said that if we want to measure success, then let's 100 or more people come to say, he has touched my life. Not just by money.
Exactly.
Impact knowledge, impact wisdom.
Yes.
Be coach somebody,
Exactly.
mentor somebody.
Exactly.
These are things that we need more.
What role does confidence play in failure?
Oh, so much. To be honest, one of the traits of failure is that it kills your confidence. Failure just comes to crash down your confidence, that if you're not careful, the way you start, the way you, everything, your passion, everything can crash like a plane, that nothing will be left. But so one thing I say is, when failure strikes in, one thing you should make sure you hold so tight onto is your confidence. Don't lose confidence because you failed yesterday. Building double confidence that I will do even better today. Because you have got an experience that you are adding it to efforts. So you've started better than you did before you failed. So instead of losing confidence during failure, building more confidence because you have the experience of knowing what failure means with the experience of starting again. And so you have to do better than somebody who has not yet failed. I don't want anyone to fail, but unfortunately it's inevitable. Once you keep trying, you might fail at a point, but you don't need to give up.
So you need to build your confidence through failure.
Very, very important.
But I think there are two sides to the story. It's either you lose confidence or you build confidence, isn't it?
Yes. The first thing that happens to everybody sometimes is you may lose some confidence. In the time of crying and mourning and pity partying and staying in a room, drawing your plans, sometimes you start looking yourself in the mirror and say, whoa, did I really crash this much? What am I going to do again? But as you are thinking that way, don't let it last. Sit up again, wash your face, and start a new story and say, look, I know I fell here, but this time I will start with a double force. Because confidence is a spirit being in a man that takes you to places that you wouldn't have imagined you can go. It is what gives you that power to overcome. It is what gives you the passion. I wouldn't be sitting here without confidence because I believe I can deliver something. And so when you have that self-belief, then you can be able to do it. So confidence is very, very important. Whether you have failed, whether you are doing well, you need confidence to keep on doing it. Pick yourself up wherever you fail. Believe in yourself and say, I will do better. It doesn't matter how many times I fail. It doesn't matter what relationship doesn't work out for me. I will start again.
Wow. I think there is Marcus Chris Lawson has made a statement, but actually I don't really know where he's coming from. So if you can clarify it with another comment. He said, but will Ghana embrace him? Who are you talking about, please? The guys there are too petty and miserable, welcoming new ideas or ways of doing things. Interesting. I think probably he's talking about Ghana, isn't it?
Maybe.
Yes,
Yeah. The thing is, a lot of ideas are out there and people are afraid to go back home to share. The reason is, would they be accepted? Would I be accepted? And because there is this kind of portfolio of, we're in a cycle, we're in a group. If you are not in part of the group. But if this keep on happening, that means our home, our country is going to completely collapse. Young people will be running out of the country. People who are willing to go back will be reluctant to go back. So they should be willing to welcome new ideas, welcome people coming back home, and people who are willing to voluntarily give out their best to see life change.
Yes, I think he's come up against that failure may be the chaff sown in your wheat farm. Brace up whilst giving yourself time and insight to blow it away and reach up for the crown. I think that's very powerful.
That's nice.
Yeah. So I think people need to build that confidence when they fail. And as you said, immediately you're going to lose confidence but you need to really restructure and build it up.
It is normal.
I think the people surrounding you are also going to be key in terms of building your confidence again, isn't it?
It is, but I'm very skeptic of relying on people surrounding you, because do you really even know whether they are happy with your failure or they are crying for you? We are in an era where it is very difficult to find the right, genuine and fake friends.
Exactly.
So I know I was telling somebody yesterday that the friends that you have today, do you know what type of friends they are? He said, what do you mean? And I said, do you know whether they are friends of success or they are real friends? And he said, what do you mean? I said, because we are friends of success. A friend can be close to you because of who you are today. If that thing is not there, would they still be there?
Exactly.
And so that's why when people follow you, you need to be very discerning to understand who am I with, so that when you fall in future, you don't rely on them for your confidence. Pick yourself out. Be the solo driver. That if you have a crowd, you are happy. If I am alone, I am happy. If I get somebody to pick me, I'm happy. If no one picks me, I will still rise on my own. If somebody support me, I will do it. If nobody support me, I will still do it anyway.
So the first form of motivation should be self-motivation.
That's right.
And that is why a lot of people don't have as well. People think that they need people to really motivate them before they spark their self-motivation.
I'm sorry, you will never start. You will never start. Because those who are pressing you down are even more than those who will lift you up. This is life. It has been from the ancients of days. And it's still what we are experiencing.
But I think even our generation is worse, isn't it?
Because
when the likes of social media, where
exactly.
we have become so much accessible to people. Before, when there was no social media, many of your friends, you don't even know where they are. You don't even have a link to them. You don't have their telephone numbers. But now, because of WhatsApp and Facebook, it has connected people that you have lost contact, and friends and family and even strangers.
Everybody can locate you. I've located more than 500 friends through Facebook and Messenger, suggesting to me, this friend, you know them. I say, how did you know? I know. But Oscar, there's one thing that's is very concerning to me, because we are talking about people around you. I have watched things, very painful things, that you see bad accidents in Africa, and you will wonder how they get to Facebook. I know they may try to educate people what's happening, but people dying or people fighting, and the third party is there filming them.
Yes.
Instead
of trying to find a solution.
Where is morality? Can you help them pick them up? Can you separate the fight? Can you call the police? Can you do something? No, let me get my video first.
Yes.
So this tells you people around you are really not there for your interests. They are there for information. That's why we need to be very careful who we surround ourselves with. If we want to differentiate between success and failure, then we need to also know who really we surround ourselves with. Are they there for information, or they are there for our formation?
Wow. Are they there for information, or they are there for our formation? Because a lot of people, I think, also are sitting on the fence, trying to take every box of your success story or your failures to really see how far you can go.
That's it. Just get some information. That's what it is. He's failing here. He's not doing well, and they just take it out. But if they are there to reform you, to help you get settled, they won't come to compete. They will come to complete you.
But this is our realities. It's like we are just saying these things, but they are realities. I think, you see, I always tell people that if you want to know your true friends and the people that are surrounding you, is when you start your own vision. The day you tell them that now I want to start that business, now I want to be this, I want to be that, that is where you see your true friends. Some of them just walk away quietly.
You see, if you want to know your best and your true followers, carry your mission and present it to them and ask them to follow you. Don't look back for at least a week. And if you turn back and still find one person, you are a successful man. You are a successful man. Because in the journey towards your destiny and your mission, it is always a lonely journey.
It's a very lonely journey.
Oscar, I've walked on some lonely journeys. I've been to places where you even want to call people that, look, now come, I've some successes around here. Let's celebrate. You can't find them.
No. They even stop calling you.
Some numbers they don't pick anymore. Some say, so I called somebody the other time. I had some information. I said, "You got this information. I want to share. What do you have?" He said, "Who is this?" And this is a close friend. And I said, "How? Since when did you lose my number?" Then after we start talking, he realized it's a good news. He said, "Oh, sorry, I changed my phone." I said, "Well, it's as usual." But sometimes you got to have a big heart. Part of the success journey is develop a big heart, develop a thick skin. Don't worry about what they say.
Because it's a very painful journey.
I know. It's like that. I don't worry about what anybody says. If it's a good news, I embrace it. If it's a bad news, I didn't hear it.
I think I've got Ferdinand Lawson. You're welcome. He says, some are waiting for your downfall, but we will not fail. I like that
Thank
one.
you, Lawson. We will not. We will not. Because, because we are not willing to give up.
No. So it means that you don't determine your success story based on what people are saying or what is surrounding you. You still need to focus on your goals.
You see, you are hitting on a point. Oscar, and I will tell somebody listening to me in Ghana, in America, in UK, that look, once you set up that journey, be prepared for opposition. Your own family may oppose it. Your own wife may oppose it. Your own husband may oppose it.
Yes.
Your own friends may oppose it. So be prepared that you have started war, even with your own self. Because there is this doubting, am I going to be able to do it? Am I really doing the right thing? Sometimes you don't even know what you are doing. You're just hitting the road. And so believe in yourself. That's what I always say. That is one of the key Bibles you must read every day. Believe in yourself.
Because I always tell people that the force of gravity that fights on you wanting to rise are the people that will surround you, your friends and family. They are your force of gravity. They can help you to sustain in the air, or they make sure that when you start to jump, they will bring you down.
Oh yeah.
And you see, they do it so well to the extent that if you are not careful, you'll not even realize that these are the people that are causing my downfall.
They are the people who carries you. There are some sensitive people in your life, whether you like it or not, that they control part of your emotions. If you are married, if you are in a relationship, if you have close friends, if you have close families, they control it. One single news from them can change your story.
Today I was lecturing on business strategy, and two of my students, they are already in business, and we were talking about how people don't support your business when you start. And one of the ladies, she's a mobile hairdresser, and she's got her own salon, but she's doing her degree as well. And she said friends will go and do their hair somewhere else, but when their hairdressers are not there, they will come to her, and she'll give them a very good excuse that I'm not doing it. No, I can't. I'm traveling. I'm doing this. Give some excuse, but just because she feels hurt. And this is what you are saying. You need to have a big heart, isn't it?
You see, one thing I would say is be happy when you get the opportunity. The difference between success and failure is opportunity. Sometimes all you need is one opportunity. It is good when they go somewhere else, but the day they come back to you, do it is an opportunity to prove that you are the best.
Yes.
I used to have a client. I used to work for them. They had a big contract. I was not given that contract. So I spoke to him because she assured me, I'm going to give you this contract. And then I asked her, how far? So I'm sorry, I thought you were not around. And I called your phone or some voice message. She gave it to somebody. I said, that's fine. I said, okay, but make sure if there's any information you need, give me a call. I will be able to support you. 6 weeks, 9 weeks out the line, she called me and said, oh, this man is tossing me around and I'm going to take my documents. I said, don't worry, maybe he needs some time. 8, 9 weeks, 10 weeks. She said, no. She called me. She said, can you help me do it? I said, okay, the man has given me my document. I took the document back. I sat down in the house. We did everything for the whole day. She said, how much? I said, no, it's free. I said, no, I can't. I said, no, it's free. You have already paid somebody. I don't want you to spend money twice. And she sent it, and successfully she got everything done. This woman has given me more than 20 clients.
Wow.
Sometimes all you need is a thank you to break through.
Yes. It's not always about money as well.
That's what I'm saying.
Though the focus is money, but it's not always about money, because you had a great opportunity to take money as well.
Look, money can fly out of your office and in your bank account like thank you will forever remain. So sometimes some people, all you need is a good thank you, a genuine thank you, and you will see they will create your business for you whilst you are sleeping.
Wow, this is really powerful. I think I'm getting more comments from Ferdinand. He says, many are also waiting to cry with you instead of celebrating with you. Regardless, we are moving on. And he also says, opinions are mirages, but your purpose is your mission. Keep moving. He also says, self-belief is the platform for your transformation. He also says, if they can control your mind, they can control your life. That's really powerful.
Yeah.
And he also says, to be successful or to fail is based on your attitude and determination to keep moving.
Very important. Attitude is one subject that is very important. It all boils down to what your friend, your business student just did. You don't turn people away because they did not come to you for the first time. People have a choice.
Yes.
What you must make is the difference.
Yes. What you must make is the difference. I think that's really powerful as well.
People have a choice.
Yes.
What you have is to make a difference.
Is this difficult to be consistent when you fail?
Consistency is very important, but it can be difficult because failure can bring a lot of mirage in your mind. Mirages. Can I really do it? Do I want to start again? But where success is birthed from failure is consistency. If you keep doing one thing over and over, and you are determined enough, and you are doing the right thing, you will surely succeed. I read about this lady who wrote Harry Potter, J.K. Rowling. Divorced, 7 times rejected, lost her mom, 12 companies rejected her book. She never gave up. She kept on pressing on. She came out with Harry Potter. She's one of the most successful authors in the world today. What gave her that drive? Consistency. Don't give up because one party closed door on you. Don't give up because one company said no to you. Don't give up because you failed 3 or 4 interviews. I want to see somebody who have 101 record. Kendall Sanders, the founder of KFC.
Yes.
Had 1,009 rejections. Came back again to have the best KFC franchise. He may not have lived to see how KFC has become today, but he left a legacy. One thing I want to show somebody: consistency. Doing it over and over, changing the plan, doing it better, learning from mistakes, building up again, you will surely succeed. Don't be consistent on the wrong thing. Consistent on what is right. Keep on try the job again. Try the business again. Go for another interview. Try a new relationship. Don't sit there and say it's all over because one person left me. There are so many people willing to embrace you.
Exactly.
There's a company looking for people like you. There are businesses wanting to partner with people like you. Don't give up. Be consistent.
You see, it's very interesting when you are consistent with something, right? I went for interview recently, And this is what you are talking about, consistency. With what we do, we have been doing presentations for almost a decade now. So you get used to it. So this, they told me I should come and do a presentation, 15 minutes presentation as part of the interview. And I asked them, so what topic should it be on? And they are like, choose any topic. So I chose a topic of mindset. And I based the mindset on their vision and mission statement of that school. And when I finished, one of the guys was like, I don't know about my colleagues, but I think me personally, you've got a job. and the colleagues were sitting there, they are like,
privilege.
yeah, we all agree.
That's the privilege. No, you see.
And I took my contract home the same day.
Yeah.
You see, one, I am a Christian, I believe in God, you always open doors. But one of the things is consistency. You are prepared, right? And I think one of the things that really amazed them was linking the mindset to their company vision and mission. So it was more inclined to them in terms of what they really want to achieve. And you can never do such a good job if you are not consistent with what you do.
No. You see, this is where I tell people, Oscar, me and you know, we started this job as voluntary, giving free to people, speak in places you are not paid. People may think, what are you wasting time for? You use your petrol, you use your energy.
Exactly.
You are not paid for it.
People don't understand.
You are in a process. This is the reward. You see, if you set out there with the aim of changing lives, people will chase you with their money.
Yes.
But if you set out there with the aim of looking for money, people will run away from you.
True.
Go out to change lives.
Over time, the dynamics change.
People will chase you.
Yeah.
I get phone calls these days. There's somebody calling me 5 times today. I have a business, we need to sit down and talk. I say, I'm busy. I'm not ready today. I need to talk to you. I say, tomorrow. I say, okay, can we do what time? So people will be chasing you when you are consistent. And then that also comes with your perfection, because consistency brings perfection.
Consistency brings perfection. You becomes good at what you do.
Over and over.
Yes, I remember the first day I was doing radio, and that time there was no Facebook Live and all that. And I'm like, I was sweating under air condition, right? And now I don't struggle to come and do interviews. Before I come to the interview room, I will have about 50 questions because I don't want to miss some questions, you know.
And that's already, I'm here being bombarded.
Yes.
And I hope.
Yeah. So the more you do it, the better you become. And
True.
the more it becomes easier doing it, the more you gain experience. And the more your line of questioning changes, the more you become professional. So people should understand that it doesn't happen overnight.
No. I go to courts, I go to meetings, and when you do presentation, people ask you, how did you craft this? And the whole thing is because my whole life has been based in talking, either talking in church, talking in seminar, talking in radio shows like this, talking to people. You don't need to start big.
No.
Just start as small as you can. I started talking with my class back in school. Then I joined an SLC. Then I campaigned, then I won the election, because I just want to be talking.
Yes.
And talking to help people. When somebody's in trouble, I want to help to defend them. That's how we started. I want to tell somebody listening to us today, it may look like just a program, but it will be an opportunity to change your life. Pick something from this today. List something you want to do and take an action to it. Wherever you fail, pick yourself up. And next year or by the end of the year, if you can start again, write some more job applications, update your CV, go and do some business plan, walk to some banks, speak to them, go to some family members for loan, go and start a new relationship, and then change your life. Learn from your mistake. Be consistent. Life will smile on you.
Be consistent and life will smile at you. I think I've got other comments here. Robert Abba says, great program. Thank you, Robert. And Ferdinand Lawson says, we will continue to write our own books even if they don't buy them. We will live our dream to leave a legacy for our generation to come. Ferdinand Lawson, I want to say I love that one. We will continue to write the books even if they don't buy them. That is really true, man.
No, when Barack Obama's first book, nobody knew the book. Until he became a president.
Yes.
Audacity
of Home.
And then now
people started
one night the whole book ran out of the
exactly.
shelves. Then they have to print again more than what they did. Books are never dead.
No.
It's another way of living it after you die.
Yes.
So if you write a book, I salute you.
I think I read a story of a guy, I've forgotten his name. He wrote several books. None of them were selling. Then one celebrity read one of his books and he tweeted the book. That was the end of story.
Yeah. That's why I say all you need is an opportunity. Be prepared. Abraham Lincoln said, he said, be prepared. Make yourself ready. And one day your opportunity will come. So if you're not prepared,
yes,
if the opportunity comes, you can't do anything.
Yes. I think he's also made some statement and I say prayer without planning and preparedness create pressure and pain. I like that one. Success is a journey, not a destination. Just keep moving. Consistency brings perfection. Robert Abba says some success cannot be succeeded by suffocated environment. That is really true, isn't it?
I don't know what Robert means by suffocated
environment.
Maybe I will guess, and from my experience, he might try to say where there's a lot of opposition, where there's people who don't believe in you, where there is a lot of people who hate you or don't like you. But you see, this is what we say. You should expect this once you want to succeed.
But one of the questions I will even ask him is that, do they have people that have succeeded in that environment? If they have got such people, then you don't have an excuse to say that, oh, that environment is difficult. Because let me tell you, I always say this, the most poorest nation has still got millionaires.
I love that.
The difference between the millionaires and those struggling is that the millionaires
mentality.
Yes, they refuse to what? To complain. But they find solutions to problems.
That's true. Very true. I like that. In every nation,
no matter how poor they are,
there are millionaires.
Now Venezuela, there's no food, but there's still millionaires.
They're still millionaires. You see, it's all about
it's your mindset.
Your mindset.
You know? And I think, you see, the moment you complain without finding solutions, that is the moment you begin to sink. So you don't see opportunities anymore. All you see is struggle.
You see, people who complain too much don't get nowhere. In your workplace, in your marriage, in your relationship, in your church, in your business, people who complain a lot are people who are not giving up much and people who don't last. If you learn to be quiet whilst things even go wrong, you will be learning a lot of lessons, because sometimes it is out of what you are learning that your greatness is birthed.
Yes.
You must go through some iron hands sometimes. I call them the baptism of fire. So complaining in the midst of this hardship does not change the situation, but being quiet and learning what you want to achieve out of it. So is it a company that you just join and then everybody's complaining about a manager, everybody's complaining about the system, everybody's complaining? Just be quiet and learn. I joined a company something years ago and there was so much pressure on me. Every single day the manager has something to say about me. Thank you, sir. I will finish last. I will leave work after 9, even though I'm supposed to finish 5. After 6 continuous months, I was the one day he called me. I went to Abraham. There was a board of directors sitting there. Abraham, how are you today? I said, I'm fine. He said, you don't look happy. I said, I'm all right. I'm good. Within me, I was burning. They take a seat. Say, I've tried you for some time now. I really like your resilience. We want to make you a team leader for this group.
Wow.
I did not know he was just testing to see what my reactions would be. Sometimes in the midst of the pressure, you are not going to be praised, but you will soon be praised.
Yeah. So it's the attitude,
your attitude
towards the suffocated environment.
That is how it is. And to be honest, if you want to prepare yourself to become a leader, you must know very well that good leaders are not born out of necessarily best leaders. You might be a good leader and a bad leader. The only way you can be able to measure the difference and become the best is to be humble, stay under them, learn from them, pick out something from their experience. Use it to add up to what you have, so that when you set your ball rolling, you become the best in what you do.
Wow.
You cannot criticize your leader to become the best. You cannot criticize your environment to become the best. You can only be quiet to learn, but don't stay there for long. That is where you'll be suffocated.
Exactly. Exactly. Do people listen to themselves when they fail?
This is a good question. It's very important. Most people don't. This is why I want to remind people, and a lot of people in this type of situation, you must listen to yourself. Why did I fail? There is an inner being within us, and it's called instincts. You must be discerning to talk to yourself like you are talking to a friend. You must ask yourself very honest and true and clear questions. Am I doing the right thing? Did I really did what I'm supposed to be doing? Did I really fail because I didn't put in much enough? Did I fail because I genuinely couldn't know what I was doing? If that's get the answers and put them on a paper. Sometimes you just need to lock yourself up in the room, switch your phone off, turn the radio off, sit by yourself and just talk to yourself. After you finish talking to yourself, wait for a moment and listen to yourself.
Yes. We don't do that.
We don't. Listen to yourself.
We don't even have that me time, that quiet time where we really even have a deep thinking about our vision and the way forward. Out of the 24 hours, do we even do that? Not even in a day, but once even in a month.
Oscar, a lot of people don't do anymore because we are living in a very rushing world. Everything is quick fix. The fast food system. We want it quick. Oh, this is falling. Let's leave it there. I'm going to another one. So we are just living here and picking here and drawing there and so everything. But actually, an expert is the one who spends time to do one thing over and over and over till you get a result. So listen to yourself wherever you fail. Ask yourself a lot of questions. Switch off your Wi-Fi, switch off your mobile phone. The biggest distraction these days is this social media.
It's big.
A person is at home alone and his best friend should be social media to see what somebody is doing in America. So as soon as you look at that distracts you, and we are comparing our success based on what we see. Maybe the person just had opportunity to visit Golden Hilton Hotel and had dinner there, and you think he's living that life forever. No. Listen to yourself. What is me telling me? Write them down. That is where your new ideas are birthed.
Because I always tell people that nobody puts on a dirty clothes and just take a picture and put it on social media. So it looks like all of us are successful.
That's how it is.
Yes, but until you have the opportunity to see people in real life, that is where you are able to determine that all that glitters is not gold, you know.
My
So you need to be very careful how you perceive this social media thing. How
we are living in a
you defined or your vision or your standards of life on social media, because it's really bringing a lot of people down. Some people think that they are failed in life because of what they see on social media.
Don't compare yourself to other person. We all have different race to run. We all have different paths to take. You can learn from somebody, but don't learn to be like somebody. You are unique. It is easier to be yourself than to be like somebody. So if you really want to be successful and learn from your failure to become successful, then you need to discover who really you are and what are you created to do. Once you discover these things, it doesn't matter how many times you will fail, you will surely pick yourself out. And I see a lot of people bouncing back after this program.
Exactly. Yes. I think I've got some comments here. Kofi Kwanzaa, you are welcome. The Grant Man, he says great. And Ferdinand Senior Lawson says it depends on how you use social media. That's really critical, isn't it?
Yes, we're not looking at how people use it, but we're looking at the dangers it's causing on this occasion.
Exactly, in terms of how people are judging their failures, thinking that many people are successful, but in real life, things are very difficult. But judging yourself to those people is the wrong decision you can ever make in life.
Exactly. Nobody's doubting that social media has made great success and impact in the modern world. We couldn't be reaching people around the world without social media today. So no doubt about that. What we are looking in every successful thing, there is something under it as well.
There's an iota of
exactly
challenges and failure.
The question I want to ask and what we are focusing on is, what are you using your social media for?
It's like somebody used my picture for National Lottery Authority, and he's got about 8 accounts, and all of them, my picture is there. These are the downside of social media, and you have to be careful and critical.
With somebody's reputation and integrity.
Exactly. So what does the future hold? What does the future hold for Mr. Osaberima? What does the future hold for you? What are the plans? What should people look up to?
As a preacher of the gospel, I say the future holds in the hands of God. That's what I would say. But if the will of God should work according to the plan that I have, is to go back home very soon. I'll be going to Ghana. I'll be touching lives in Ghana. I want to give back to what I have had over the years. And I want to keep on seeing every young man, every young woman achieve their dream. This is what Nation Builders is all about. We want to go back there. We want to bring back what we have taken in this country to give to people in different areas of their life. We will touch schools, we will touch businesses, we will help young people who are setting up businesses. We want to help them to achieve their dream, and most especially, we want to strengthen the mindset of people. And spiritual wise, we still stand for God, and we want to say that wherever you are, we want to lift up God's name. So until God calls us back home, which is not yet soon, that's all we'll be doing. So,
what's your last word to people in terms of failure and in relation to success?
What I want to say to everyone listening to me is, I thank you all for listening or joining us in this nice program. I want to thank Oscar, Bimpong, and Train Consultancy. You have made great impact in UK and especially in my life as well. I salute you every day, and I love your program. What I want to say to the audience here is, you may fail several times, but don't give up. In every failure, there is a lesson. Be focused on the lessons and learn something out of it. Pick yourself up. It is never too late to start again, no matter where you are. Today may be hard, tomorrow may be worse, but the future may be brighter. If only you pick yourself up. So far as you don't give up today, and you start, even if you've made up your mind to give up, keep pressing on. I want to use this opportunity to thank all my good friends, my kid brother Philemon Adom, who is also watching and following us, my pastor, Pastor Roxin and Mrs. Roxin in Royal House, Royal Worship Center, Jostechi, who is also watching us. I salute you all and all my friends who I couldn't mention your name. I love you, and the people in Ghana, UK, America, you are all greatly appreciated. Thank you once again, Oscar.
Thank you very much for also gracing today's Footprints Radio Talk Show. We had Abraham Kofi Osaberima Adom in the hot seat, really discussing 5 ways to turn your failures into success. And it has been a very wonderful discussion. There is one thing that I say, that failure, there is always a lesson in failure. So that lesson, we need to identify it and nurture it. It's been wonderful, wonderful. We are here every Thursday. And these are the kind of discussions that we have. I can boldly tell you that there's none like this program across the globe. I don't know whether in the UK or the Americas. I don't know whether in Ghana or Africa. This is one unique program. This program is here to open your mind, change your mindset, inspire and motivate you, educate you. Knowledge is power. And we don't just bring anybody on the show. We bring people that are experts in their field to help you make informed decisions in pursuit of your vision. Every Thursday, 7 p.m. we are here. And you can't afford to miss it. I always say that we give you what you have to read a whole book in just 2 hours. because the depth of information that we give out, you need to pay huge sums of money to go for seminars. But we are very generous. We are giving it to you for free. What else can you miss on a Thursday? Just join us every Thursday.
Wow.
And as the host, Oscar Bimpong, always ready to speak in your conferences, your seminars. We are always ready to come and train your staff in terms of personal development, training session for your staff, customer service, leadership and management training. Go to our website www.traintoinspireconsultancy.com. The 2 is as in number 2. Or you can just Google www.oscarbimpong.com as well. You have a lot of information of some of the things that we do. And trust me, don't just always follow routine. Bring in people from time to time to disrupt the minds of the people that you lead, to take them to a different level. I always say that this is the time that the church needs some of us to really bring a difference. If you are praying with your church member and to have a job, but they don't have a CV, these are the times that we come in. When they give up, we come in to encourage them, giving strategic focus to their business. Because if their business and their careers are not doing well, what happens to you? Your church is not going to grow the way it has to grow. And this is not only for a church thing. It's for that your small business. It's that for your corporate entity. And distance is not an issue. Everywhere we will come and do the training that we need. So we'll be here next Thursday, and it's going to be an amazing discussion. Next Thursday, we are going to talk about customer service, which is very, very difficult topic when it comes to those of us from diaspora and Africa. So don't miss it for anything. I've got my friend Mr. Ham. We will be having the discussion all the way from Ghana, and it's going to be an amazing discussion. Please don't change the dial. We have got the property hour coming next, 9 o'clock prompt. The property hour, that is what the Starr Radio stands for. We stand on the side of education, talk shows to inspire you, to educate you. So next Thursday, be there and don't change the dial. Footprints is out, property hour is on, Starr Radio is on forever. Stay tuned and don't change the dial. Have a blessed weekend. Thank you.
Thank you.
The IWFT team presents Footprints on Starr Radio UK with your host, Oscar Bimpong, every Thursday at 7 p.m. Starr Radio UK, your finest Afro-Caribbean station in London.
Listen to Regina Urban this and every Monday from 5 to 6:30 p.m. on Point on Starr Radio UK.
Good morning.